Damn. You look good. You look good, man. Tough. And exotic. Interesting. And flabbergasting. I think energy is something that really needs to be studied because it's not a form. It's not a way of speaking. It's not contained in anything like that. It's in everything that you do. It's in the subcommunication, really. Energy, but you can't just spend energy like that. You have to be selective still. So it's not just about that. I think it's more of the ability to give and take energy. Maybe not take. But I guess the ability to hold energy. Not exactly sure how to explain it in the subjective term, but I was really surprised when Tony Robbins today was talking about state. He was talking about the 3 ways to lead, and he went in reverse order of importance, and the least important was strategy, which is the way to move forward to get out something. Second was, what was second? Second was strategy. Strategy. I gotta look at this. Right. 3 ways to a breakthrough. Right. It wasn't lead. First was strategy. The strategy to move forward and find the breakthrough. Second is story. A little more not conventional. I'd say story isn't something a lot of people think about, which is why a lot of people get stuck on strategy. I think more than just leading importance. I think it's like a one-by-one, step-by-step kind of thing. And story makes strategy, because the story is who you are. The story is why you got in there. And it has to make sense within that story for you to break through. That people want that natural line of stream of consciousness to make sense. It would be out of story for me to start studying medical, go into nursing. That'd be out of my story. So you create strategy from story, but moreover, you improve your story from your state, through your state. He meant state as in just the normal meaning of state. What state are you in right now? Are you happy or sad? But state is the biggest concept in the Blueprint Decoded, which I'm on my 3rd time listening. 20-hour lecture. Amazingly impactful. Way too much content in that. It's so abstract. It's so packed. I've I'm watching it 3 times in a row and I still don't understand the concepts fully. I may understand it, I may know it, but it's hard to remember so much that I need to internalize all of that. It's just something I need to work on and be able to juggle so many things. It's just amazing. It's great. So when he talks about state in that seminar, it's more of that that access to the form. That's what Plato talks about in The Cave and the Light, his form, right? And I think it's a very similar concept with state. And it's definitely not a coincidence that state, Tony Robbins talks about it too, because from that state you can go anywhere. It is the form of that unattainable self-image that you strive towards, which means it's kind of paradoxical, as a lot of good things are. It's something you can never reach, but something you should always strive for. But when you are in state, quote unquote state, as Tyler talks about it, you're accessing that. You're basically acting in that way. But you can't always be in state. It's just something you strive for. It's difficult to say. I think it's in the perfect world, I'd always be in state. Right, the self-doubt. I think that's kind of the main definition of state, lack of self-doubt. And self-doubt being defined by fears. Yeah, fears. The fear of failure, of course, fear of success. Without all that, without basically kind of lobotomizing yourself, but recognizing you have those fears, being able to move past it, grow past it, and continue to face your fears and be on that path. So you're kind of like a computer, but you're having fun, so you have the good emotions, but you don't. I guess you still fear. I'm talking about something I don't know about. Basically, state is very important, and Tony kind of showed me how I can pump my own state. I can't do it here. I can't do it here at my workplace. But maybe if I'm at home, I will. Basically, you channel your energy, you breathe. You breathe deep. You stand like the Superman pose. Apparently, Stanford did a study on this or something like that. So, you stand back, straight, chest out, hands on hip, chin up, and you breathe. Keeping this for about 20 seconds increases your testosterone levels and decreases your cortisol levels, both by 20%. It's really about the physiology of everything and how it ties to your mind. It's so connected. It's so connected. I'm always finding out how much my posture connects to how I breathe And how I breathe connects to how clogged my sinus is. Really interesting how I can have days where I'll just blow my nose over and over again, and my nose will be fucked. And it will never be unclogged. Like, I blow it and it comes back in like 20 seconds. But I stop blowing my nose. I just do the minimal so I can breathe. I fix my posture. Breathe without fear into my balls. I breathe into my balls. And then my breathing issues go away. It fixes itself. That's one way. Another way, it pumps your state too. He also told me to add some noises. Stand here like that. Already pretty happy. Already feeling pretty good. Come on. Pumps your fucking state. Just need to practice. Just need to constantly do it. It's just something about that rhythmical nature of the breathing, of very philosophical and very, it's a very natural process. I can't really explain, I think. It's more of a feeling. It's more of attaining. It's about potential. That form, I think it was Pythagoras. No, it was it Pythagoras? No, fuck am I talking? The teacher of Plato, what the fuck his name is, what he talks about in the forms. Basically, when you remove thought, it's not that you remove thought, it's that you're just acting more than you're thinking. And Tyler put it in a way that it's happening through you. You're not making anything happen, because that would involve ego. You're letting it happen through you, and you're enjoying it just as much. Difficult concepts for me to understand, but I think that's a good way to put it moving forward. I try to keep that in mind. I don't fully understand what I'm saying. Very conceptual. But I wish to understand it someday. So I'm putting this out there for myself. 10 years down the line, you know this, right? You know this. Teach me how it is. Teach me how it is. Comment down below what it is. Tell me. 2035. Jesus. 2035 me. Tell me how it is. I'll look at it. I'll look at the comments. Paradoxical views are also very interesting to me. Being able to hold paradoxical views, what I was saying, like with the forms, but also with other things like human nature and how we judge other people. Because in one way, you can look at a person that's being mean and say, oh, that's just his human nature. He needs to survive. He's gonna steal because he needs to survive. But also being able to say, humans are social creatures. We help each other out. Everybody is good-natured. And I expect that of everyone. And I expect myself to treat everybody that way too. Maybe it's more of understanding than anything. But there was another concept that I was thinking about. Should have wrote it down. interesting how we view people in different lights. And it doesn't crash. Like if I was a computer, I'd be crashing, right? Because you can't have two definite two outputs to a function. You can't. That's invalid. Maybe you figured it out. Maybe you did. But I got this tiny ass composition notebook. I'm writing down, first of all, my frame. My frame. Really? I'm kind of appalled at myself because these are very simple questions that I want to keep in mind moving forward to strengthen my frame, right? So a crystal clear definition of what? Like I had to think about this, right? Obviously I'm dynamic. I can't be defined. I can't be put into some kind of stereotype. I'm ever changing. I would like to stay that way. But also, I like to view myself as a consistent person. I think that's something else I was talking about. I want to be consistent. I don't want to lose. I don't want to lose myself in those situations. So it's being constant, but also able to change. Where's the threshold? Difficult to say, but that's who I am, and that's too long. So I'll keep that in my mind, and I wrote 인생 사나이인데 가슴 쫙 펴고 화끈하게. A line from Psy's song. What's it called? What was it called again? Champion. Psy's Champion. Really makes me cry when I hear that song. He's so stupid, I love it. Another question is, what do I value? I wrote progression and authenticity. But I had to think about these things. I had to, it's not natural. It's not, oh, these are what I value. This is me. This is part of my frame. This is what I screen for. That's where I want to get to. That's who I want to be. And these are also the values I want to live by, exactly. So what am I grateful for? Bravery, right action. This is more kind of a different meaning. Maybe it's kind of the same. I answered it the same way as I did what do I value, but what am I grateful for? I didn't want to put in anything physical. I didn't want to put in like my limbs. So I put bravery and right action because it's something I strive for every day. And now that I think about it, yes, that is what I value. So I probably should have put more thought into that question. Next one is, how do my emotions work? I think I have generally a good idea of how my emotions work. I've been doing this for almost a year now. I'm trying to log, not very consistently, but consistently, inconsistently. I've been on and off. I'm measuring, I'm always thinking about it. And I think it's something I am actually proud of, especially with my breathing exercises. I was able to figure out when I get sad. If I get sad, I can bring myself back from the brink. If I get anxious, I can bring myself back. I know why I do certain things. Sometimes I'll give into it. Sometimes I'm not my best self. Sometimes I'll jerk off in the morning, even when I don't really need to, but just because I feel like it. It's just my emotions. something like that. I just wrote, I generate state from all over my body, because that's where I want to get to. I don't want to rely on external factors to my emotions to rely on. And that's how I can't really say, but that's where I want to get to be. What do I really want in life? I want to offer value through my creations. Simple answer. This one wasn't too hard. I just had to figure out how to word it in a short way that I can repeat to myself. I want to offer value through my creations. That's what I want to do. That's how I want to live. Why certain influences are positive or corrupting? This is a good question to ask. I wrote positive influence is patiently allowing me to learn. And negative influences are ones that selfishly distract me from my goals. I just wrote selfishly distract. I'm gonna write selfishly distract. Me from my goals. That's a good way to put it. This is just something I want to remember, get consistent with. So you tell me if you're still living by this, or if you've moved on, if you've changed, if you've adopted a better ideal. I think I would I think I would have for sure. But it's a good starting ground for where I want to go to. I want to shoot forward. What was I thinking yesterday? I was high. I took a gummy, half a gummy. It was like 10 milligrams. It was awful. But I was thinking about how a problem is only a problem until you solve it. Then it's not a problem anymore. It can never be a problem anymore for you. And I'm going through this path, this infinite line of problems, and I'm making my path wherever I'm going, and I'm leaving a trail of solutions behind. It was just a cool thought I had. And maybe it's bad because it's seeing life in a negative light. Sometimes it's not really like that. But the idea of leaving solutions behind, blazing my trail, like Elon Musk said, it's just something cool. I just thought it was a cool concept, idea, whatever. I still think I did. I should have kept my hair. Should have done shampoo on it. Curls are kind of coming out. Right now it looks good, but in the morning, this morning when I was working out, it looked almost straight. It was like this. It was like, damn. So maybe it's my conditioner, because I used conditioner the night before, but I used shampoo today and it kind of popped it back. So we'll see. And the shampoo is for volume. I like this hair. Kind of in my face, but it's not that hard to just shove out. And it still looks pretty decent. I need to learn how to smile. Anyways, good luck. Keep working. I love you.